Let's take a look at how we can start rigging our character. Now we'll do this in two different videos. In the first one we'll start putting joints inside our character, and you saw the panda file also had some joints inside his body. And in the next video we'll do a process called skinning, wherein the joints will be attached to the body, which gives the body in which way the character will be able to deform. So right now I'm just going to go to the side view. My guy is referenced over here. I'm simply going to go into the animation menu set, go to skeleton. Let's go to join tool, reset that, and simply go and make our first joint. So I always like to do from the legs and then go upwards. A lot of people like to do it a different way. So let's do our first joint over here. And if you can't see it, let's turn on X-ray joints. Let's do our next joint near the knee, right over here. I always like to give the bend in the knee, and let's do ankle and then toe. I'm not going to do a ball of the foot on him. Let's just pull this one inside. Let's go to the front view. And some hotkeys I'm going to tell you. Insert button on your keyboard, and I believe it's home on the Mac, will take you to almost like a pivot mode where you can just move the joints. Do not just move the joints with your move key, just use your insert if you want to reposition the joints. So I'm not going to break his leg right now, I'm just moving it slightly over here. And hit insert again. First thing first, always start naming your joints. So this one I'm going to call L underscore upper leg or up leg. So let's call it L underscore upper leg. And this one's going to be L underscore knee. And down arrow key will select that, and up arrow key will select the top of the hierarchy. So let's say down arrow key, and this one's L underscore ankle. And then finally we have L underscore toe. Then with that, I'm going to simply select the top of the chain. I'm simply going to go to skeleton, mirror joint, and I already have my settings over here. I'm going to say YZ in this case and say, and this is from a previous project that I was working on, I'll say search for L underscore replace with R underscore. So I'll say mirror, and you can see that that side's done right now, and the joints are nicely named. R underscore knee, R underscore ankle, and so on. And you can reposition it if you want to, if you feel it's not exactly right. So that's the reason you have to model the character with a good symmetry. And also, when you're modeling a character, you always want to model exactly on the grid like this, so that rigging is much easier. Otherwise, this mirror would have gone somewhere else right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying some joints for his spine. Let's also turn off our shelf, so I get some more screen real estate over here. One nice little tool over here, display animation, joint size. It nicely allows us to get the size of the joints up and down. Very, very nice tool. So I'm just going to have it at 0.02 in this case, so we can see it. So let's start the first joint from here, another one here, another one here, here. The thing about the spine is, and you can see that my spine, I'm holding down shift right now, so I'm not really following the topology. And right now what I'm going to do is I am going to go back and have one more right over here. The one important thing about your spine is it should look exactly straight from the front, and from the side it can have a nice little curve, and I'll show you what I'm talking about once we get there. So I'm just going to hold down shift to make a straight line over here, and we can, if we want, we can nicely reposition it as well. So I'm just laying down some simple joints right now, and let's say right here, and we have the base of the neck, he's got a long neck over here, so I'm just going to have another one over here and one final right here. With this, I'm simply going to go to the bottommost, and let's go to the side view, and like I said, let's go right around here, and let's go to insert, And let's have this one over here. And right around there. And I'm going to have this nice little curve in the spine. I'm going to kind of follow his topology over here. The edge faces right there, the edges I can see. And right over here. And just simply, I'm hitting the insert button on the keyboard. I'm on a PC right now, and I believe, like I said, it's home on the Mac. This is a little too long, so we can insert another joint if we want to. So again, like I said, the spine should look exactly straight from the front, and it should have this nice little curve. A little too much of a curve over here. Maybe we can just select this part over here and move it. And move this one over here. And let's check this out. And like I said, if you feel it's not exactly in the center, we can always, let's click insert again and simply just rotate it very slightly. There you go. And at this time, I'm simply just checking. So I'm going to turn off my texture over there. And there's my chest area right there. So maybe, again, you don't want to just move it. You want to hit insert. So maybe you can just move it. You can move the neck area right around there. And if you feel that one of the joints needs to be readjusted, you can just keep pushing, like keep pulling these. And if you feel that you want another joint, let's say if one of the guys was not here. So let's say if I just went to remove joint. So there needs to be another joint. You can simply go to skeleton and go to insert joint tool and click on a joint and drag. That's how simple that is. With that, I'm gonna start renaming this. So right now, just for the purpose of the video, I'm simply gonna just tell you what the names would be. It's really up to you unless you're following a pipeline, like a production pipeline where things are supposed to be named in a certain way. This one, I'll just call it root, and then spine 1, spine 2, spine 3, all the way till chest over here. When I reach here, I'll call this chest. This one, neck 1, neck 2, and finally this one will be called head. This one I'll not name, and this is a process because the way I skin, I only select selected joints, some certain joints. Certain joints I don't select in the skinning process, that's why I'll not rename them. So the rest, again, like I said, I'll just simply name them, but right now, for purposes of time, I'm not going to rename them right away. So let's just start making the arms. So for that, I'm simply going to go to our top view, and let's go down to skeleton, joint tool, and let's go right over here, and let's go and make one joint here, and one more joint right over here. Hold down shift for the elbow and wrist, maybe another one right here, up arrow key right over here. So since I made it from the top view, it's right over there in the bottom, so we got to pull it up. And this one again, I'll simply come down over here and I'll just move this with my insert button on the keyboard. I'll just move this in, and let's go to the front view and move this up, so the collarbone. So I like to have the collarbone like up and also in the front like this. And then we have our shoulder area. Let's have it over here. And what I like to do is, for the elbow, just like the knee, I like to give it a bend, but that's why I was holding down shift and made a straight line over here. So rotate it now and just do this. And then you can readjust these guys if you want to. Just a little. So with that, I'm simply going to start, I can always reshape it. I can start naming this L underscore upper arm, and then simply go here, L underscore shoulder, and go here, call this L underscore elbow, and then finally this one's gonna be L underscore wrist, and this one's L underscore, let's just call this finger 1, and this one again I'm not going to rename, and this one's just going to be L underscore thumb 1. Same thing just like before. I'm going to select this, which selects the hierarchy, and I'm going to say skeleton mirror joint. My settings are already there for YZ L underscore replace with R underscore. Let's say mirror, and there you go. That's my other side. Always check. You can always readjust it if you want to. Now, how do we attach everything? Pretty simple. These two, I'm going to select them, this one and this one. Shift select the chest area and say P as in parent. So those are nicely parented to the chest. And same thing with this one, and this one. Shift select the root over here and say P. So there's a character, although not everything is named, but in the next video I will, and only the bottom, only the middle section is not named really, but I will name them. So in the next video we'll see the skinning process.